Alright, so the reason why I actually got into basketball training, believe it or not, I actually was a baseball player. Very good baseball player, actually. I was third in the state. And baseball was basically a natural sport to me. But it wasn't a glamorous sport. Is that right to say? Nah. But that's the truth. It wasn't a glamorous sport. You go to a basketball game, you see stands packed full of people. And then you go to a baseball game and you see your parents and maybe your girlfriend and a couple other people you don't even know who they are. But it was just more of a notoriety scenario for the wrong reason. So I want people to understand that and say it publicly, so that if you see somebody that's actually good at something, push them to do what it is that God has given them the ability to do. Don't necessarily go against the grain, but thinking about it in hindsight, I'm glad that I did make the choices that I made. What it did is that it kind of pushed me to a road down this path. So I don't have any regrets in regards to the choices, but I do want people to understand that if it's natural, if it's easy, push a little bit harder and push through it, and you may get the payoff that you want. But as far as the basketball training, from baseball, I transitioned over. I said, I want to be a ball player. I wasn't that good. I was decent. I wasn't technical at all. I was more of an athlete, and I didn't understand the difference. I just knew that anytime I go to the gym, I try and be that guy. And no matter what it took, no matter how it took, or how I got it done. Then one day I started going up and watching professional basketball players play. Like, oh. So I thought I could compete. I got on the court and I got exposed for my lack of skill. And it wasn't the lack of ability, it was the lack of technical skill. Knowing how to read a pick, knowing how to come off of a screen, just little simple things that are just textbook for people that know how to do it. But for the people that just like to play, it's kryptonite. So I stayed a little bit longer. Instead of me getting mad and frustrated, what I did is I actually started studying, and then they would go play, then they would train. And their training was ridiculous. You got to see their game really, really, really come out. You didn't know that the person that you were playing against could hit 35 jump shots in a row without missing. I could hit the same shot over and over and over. But basically what I saw was that that iron being forged or that metal being forged into that sharp sword. And that's a part of the game that I know that's missing from men's and women's basketball in this area, all over the country, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. At the end of the day, it's just about the love of the game. I love playing basketball, but I think I'm starting to love teaching basketball a lot more and training than I ever have playing. So, yeah. All right. The difference between having the ability and having the technique. Many of us have the ability to go and play basketball. But if you want to be a premier player, you got to understand how to not only just play, because a lot of these kids that we see, that come up, and they're very, very, very dynamic, very good players. They can make somebody just look crazy, just doing so many different things. But then it comes to repeating it, and they can't, because it was off the top of the head, or it was just in that moment. Well, that's great, but there's 32, 40 more possessions in the game, and you can't duplicate that. What I'm trying to teach these kids how to do is how to go every possession, every moment. And main thing is this, that when you go in the fourth quarter, first quarter, be technical. When you see Kobe Bryant get the ball, first thing he does, right off the tip, he goes and he goes halfway, goes half moon into somebody, squares up, jump shot. If he hits that shot, it's a 40-point night. Because in the fourth quarter, he's going to do that up fake, and then he's going to the rack hard. Then you see Kobe Bryant right now, first quarter, he's showing you nothing but technical. Jump shot, up fakes, one dribble, two dribble. I go to high school games now, and I see a point guard dribbling 9, 10, 13 times, and he thinks he's cold. And it's like, if that works for you, that's wonderful. Knock it out. But a college coach needs someone that fits their scheme. Most of the schemes doesn't require a point guard to dribble 13 times. A shooting guard needs to catch the ball and shoot the ball. It doesn't require you to put the ball on the ground 13, 14 times just to get one shot up. So those are the distinctions. I made mention that ball hard is in the gym basically 6 out of 7 days. 7 out of 7 days. 6 out of 7 days, what we do is that I'll start out in the morning. Saturday mornings are insane. A regular day training with me is that we're going to get in we're going to stretch. We do resistance band stretching. It gives the muscles a little bit something to push on. It loosens up the groin muscle area. Just make sure that the athlete is ready to go for what we're about to do. The second thing that we're going to do is that we're going to do a mental workout. There are two workouts that we like to stress: mental workout, physical workout. Physical workout is you see them all the time. Kids just dripping sweat, going crazy nuts. Just run, go about to lose a lung. That's great and wonderful. But when you do that, I've seen people that actually do that to kids and try to teach. Well, imagine you running a marathon and then somebody coming up telling you something that you need to hear right after you finish that marathon. Nothing will stick. It can't. So what I do is I try to separate the two. If it's going to be a physical day, I'll let them know. If it's going to be a mental day, I'll let them know. With the mental workouts, we like to do a lot of those just for the simple fact that so the kids can learn the game. But we go through everything. I mean, it's defensive sets, defensive drills. We try to necessarily stay away from drills. We like everything that we do to have a meaning to it, to have a game approach to it. So I don't really necessarily call them drills, but we do a lot of different things that get the kids mentally stimulated.